So guys, I typically don't do this. I'm gonna make it real quick so you can get to the video. In the description, I have a GoFundMe and a Patreon. If you do wanna financially support this channel and help me grow this business, you can go down there and choose whichever one you would like. You do not have to. If you do, it is greatly appreciated. And we'll go ahead and continue with the video now. What's up, YouTube? It's Walker on the line, back with another video. And today we are back in the room and we're 3D printing. Very, very excited because I have a very special print. I had a buddy who really wanted this. He has a 3D printer, but he wasn't able to print it. And he also liked the fact that I was gonna be able to multicolor print it. So he just paid for the spools and topped me off with $10. And I'm printing it for him. I don't know if you guys can tell what this is gonna be, but I won't make you wait until the print's over. I will go ahead and tell you what it is gonna be if you do not know. I'm printing a Helldivers helmet. My buddy is really into the game. I played the game a good bit myself, so I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out. And the back piece is already finished. Got the little clips right here. They're already printed out in gray. And this thing looks really good. I mean, I'm absolutely impressed with the quality. Now there is one defect, and that was just a slip up on my half with the one that's currently printing. I don't know if you guys could see, but there was a layer line and it was really bad for just a little bit in the mask. It is not the worst thing in the world. I'm pretty sure everything is gonna be a-okay with it. But what happened was, back here in the poop chute, it piled up really high. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but with the poop chute, it comes out, it slides down the slide, and then it just piles up. Well, it has the front end, and you know, it's supposed to slide forward, but the filament's very light. It's hard for that filament to push each other, so it's just gonna pile on top. That's typically what's gonna happen. And so what happened was it piled on top so high, and it actually went up the back of the chute where filament exits. And I was at work, so I had no clue any of this was going on. And I knew to look out for this stuff, but it's just one of those things where it slipped my mind and it piled up, and I'm lucky I caught it where I did. It was piled up so far in the back, and it was purging, and it was just all up in there. With all that stuff going on and the purging and everything, it just caused issues with the quality on that one spot. I think everything's gonna be okay. I mean, yeah, it is visual, you can tell, but the overall quality of the mask is still gonna be great. Now, I will say I have had troubles because before I printed this mask piece, I started with the top of the helmet. I was gonna print the back, and then printed the back, and then I was gonna print the top of the helmet, and then the front mask. So lo and behold, I go to print the top helmet and I keep having issues. It's not a very hard issue to fix. It's just one of those things where I was trying to avoid messing with anything major, mainly because I didn't want to mess around with the file that the guy already had loaded up in Bamboo. So the issue I was having, these little tips right here, these points, whenever this thing was orientated, how that guy had it setting, these were making contact with the build plate. So whenever I had my tree supports on and everything was printing, this got zero support because it was already in contact with the plate. And so what that did was, all the way up until here, it did not connect. So this was sitting here and it was just building and floating with no support until it could finally connect here. And they kept popping off and it kept causing issues. And it was just one of those things where I was trying my best. I adjusted support settings, I adjusted everything, bed adhesion. I messed with everything I could before changing orientation. And to be honest, that probably wasn't the smartest idea because probably wasted more filament doing that. I knew where the issue was, and the issue was that this wasn't getting any support. So what I did was I just angled this helmet up so that way now it floats. So now this will get support, and I'll slice it so you guys can see. So now, as you guys can see, this finally has a support on it, and this support should give it enough adhesion and prevent any defects from happening from there on. My only thing that I'm not ecstatic about is the fact that there's no support here still. And I have no idea why it is still not trying to support this. So I'm gonna look around and see if there's any way I can maybe fix this. Actually, you know what? Let's try and fix it right now. Maybe if we increase the threshold angle, let's try doing it by 45. We're gonna change the threshold angle to 45 degrees. And well, would you look at that? We fixed a problem live on the camera. We just needed to adjust the threshold angle. Okay, yeah, definitely I'm way more satisfied. I have supports here for this because this didn't have any. Supports on this curve fully now. Supports right here, and it looks a lot better. It's not just sticking straight up. Just in case you need to know what I changed, you go into the support tab, and it's right there up at the top, and you'll see threshold angle. That is the setting you would need to change if you need to get more supports or lessen your supports. Well, I'm very happy with that. I was able to solve a problem on camera with you guys. I kind of already assumed that the threshold angle was the solution for it, but I wasn't 100% sure. I'm glad I did it on camera, so that way you guys were able to see it, and maybe if you didn't know that, you learned something. I'm gonna have to come back later because this print still has like 6 hours left on it, and then the mask is gonna take 2 days and 20 hours. I am gonna put it in sport mode, but that only bumps it up to 124%, so it's still gonna take 2 days. It is gonna take a while, but I believe the finished product is gonna look very amazing, and I'm super excited. What's up, Helldivers? It's your boy Walker on the line, back with another video, and today I have a mess of a helmet on. A absolute mess. I will go ahead and show you guys it right now. It is not put together. This is a customer order. The customer is gonna put it together, but I definitely wanted to kind of like put it on because, you know, I have to, I needed to. This is the Helldivers helmet, model BO1. And it looks absolutely amazing. See these right here, these are 3D printed, and those click on. I have these right here for it. They're off to the side, same thing. He's gonna put all that on for himself. This was a beast of a print. Total time it took to print this thing was roughly 4 to 5 full days of print time on the P1S. That is a very, very long time to print a helmet. That's a very long time to print anything. Was it worth it? Well, for the customer, absolutely. For the seller, me, it was worth it for the experience, but unless someone is willing to pay what this is worth, no. How do you apply a value to something like this? Okay, so we have the material cost. Between the yellow and black filament, Elegoo PLA+, we're talking maybe roughly a total of maybe anywhere from ranging $25 to $30 for the helmet to be printed. And so it's like, okay, well, it costed you about $30 for everything. So, you know, charge it about 50, charge it about 60 and call it a day. You know, you're able to sell a helmet for a really cheap price and people would buy it. It's not as simple as that. The reason why something like this may not be a good venture as a seller, when you print something like this that takes this long to print, you have to factor in time, because within those 4 days of print time, I could have had multiple customers that had prints that would have took anywhere from 5 hours, 12 hours, even 24 hours. And the amount of money you can make with those smaller, less time consuming prints trump this. Now, for the case of this specific helmet, you could probably get someone to buy it because they're not cheap. Because this is not something like a Stormtrooper helmet, a Vader helmet. This is a little unique, not many mass produced. I've seen a couple for 400, seen a couple for 80, but not colored. And in my mind, if I was gonna sell this to someone who wasn't a friend, I would have to sell this for at least $150, but I would wanna push it to $200, mainly because of how long it took to print this. And I'm not trying to hate on the helmet whatsoever, because it's awesome, it looks great, and I'm very satisfied with the print. If this was a Stormtrooper helmet, I think I seen one for $90. There's no way I could justify printing something like this for that long, for that cheap. Even though it didn't cost me hardly anything to make it, that print time is where price is affected, because you have to adjust and adapt and everything. The person who bought this is a buddy, and I wanted to print a helmet out. So all he did is he paid for the yellow and black filament and topped me off with $10 just for, you know, a thank you. And he's got his helmet. Would I do this for a customer? Absolutely not. If they're willing to pay, it's a whole different story. But I just don't see the market for something like this, especially at the price point that it would have to be at. Is it amazing? Absolutely. Is it awesome and cool and all the above? 100%. But sometimes you have to come to reality with some things. When it comes to 3D printing, if you are a seller and you are not just printing for yourself, you have to adjust for other factors. And you have to pick and choose what project is worth it. As of right now, I have one filament printer, my P1S, and one resin printer, my Jupiter 6K. If I had 5 P1Ss, I would probably make these all day and sell them super cheap because I would have the equipment to justify being able to do big projects like that, because I'm not taking away time from other projects for one project. It is a little hard to come to that reality because I wanted to make more helmets. After doing this print, I was like, I'm gonna make a Stormtrooper helmet. I'm gonna make a Mandalorian helmet. I was gonna make so many more helmets. I was gonna make my own. I was gonna customize it because he wanted the actual color pattern that was on the BO one. And I started messing around and I used red and I was putting accents on things and it looked so cool and really awesome. But when it came down to it, I was like, I can't justify the costs nor the time if I'm trying to make a business. Now, if I had more printers, and eventually I will, that door may open up again. But for people starting out in this business, you have to be careful. Don't jump on a project just because someone's offering you money. I get it, I've done it, and I've regretted it. Sometimes I've came out breaking even or barely making a profit because someone's like, they want this, you've never done it, and so you kind of adjust for what you think it's worth, and they're like, yeah, I'll take it. And you're like, it's like, well, that's the first $50 order I've ever had. I'm gonna get started on it right now. And then you get started on it and there's complications and there's issues and stuff you just didn't think about. And it's nothing to get discouraged over. It's nothing to be like, oh man, you know, it happens. Sometimes you're gonna lose money. Sometimes you're gonna make even more money. Take your time when doing orders. I'm not upset over this order. This was truly a learning experience that I needed. I wanted to do a helmet. I've never done a helmet. So I just decided to whip it up. My buddy's been telling me that he's been wanting to 3D print this helmet for so long, but his printer can't do it. And so now with this new equipment, I told him, I was like, I'm willing to do it as long as you cover my materials and just top me off. But yeah, he was very intrigued by that. And so he decided, you know, for sure, 100%. And I'm glad I did it. It took a really long time. Typically, I have shorts coming out every single day, and so far I have not missed a day. It may get to a point where I might end up missing a day. I may have to take a little break on the shorts because I barely scraped by on the Helldivers shorts because of how long this took. I was just late on the very last upload for the final helmet. I typically upload at 6 a.m. I uploaded this one at 10 a.m. I'm very thankful for you guys who have come from the shorts. And I know not everybody watching this video watches my shorts, but I'm sure some of you have came from them. It's 11:05. I uploaded this short at 10 and I'm already at 1.5K on that short for the final helmet in 1 hour. And that is awesome. To hit it within an hour is absolutely insane. And I'm glad you guys liked it. And I hope you guys liked the videos. So overall, this project was amazing. I had a ton of fun doing it. I'm excited to continue taking on more projects. Currently, I'm printing out a Helldivers controller holder. That is a personal thing for me. Doing this project made me want to play Helldivers again, and I'm really enjoying it, and I play Helldivers with a controller, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna make me a little controller holder to put on my thing. And if there's any projects you guys want to see me do, throw them in the comments below. I may end up getting to them if I have the time, or maybe when I eventually grow, I can just start randomly doing some more stuff. And I would really love to do something that the community asks for. I know someone keeps asking for a Gwen bust, and currently I cannot find one. I'm going to keep looking, but I will try my best to find a Spider-Gwen bust. And hopefully I can. And so I'm really hoping I can do more stuff with the community, with you guys as I grow. I'm still gonna be working on an idea for a giveaway for the subscribers of this channel. And if you have any ideas for stuff that you guys would like given away, throw them in the comments. You never know. Maybe your comment of what you would like to be given away will be chosen. And eventually in the future, whenever I can make money off of this channel, I will do bigger giveaways. For example, maybe something like the helmet. But you know, slowly and surely, we will eventually get there. I'm just glad to be here for the ride. I just want to thank you guys so much. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you do want to support this channel and support me and my goal to make this a business and to grow it, I do have a GoFundMe in the description, as well as a Patreon. I'm not exactly sure the things I will be doing for the Patreon. I'm gonna try and think of some things that I can do for the Patreon, some exclusive content maybe. That's just one of the ways you guys can support me if you do want to financially support this channel and help me grow and be able to expand this business. And if you don't, that's completely fine. You don't have to. But anybody who does, it is greatly appreciated. And so that's gonna be the end of this video. And I hope you guys had a great time, and keep your eyes out for more content. I'm gonna try and think of some more things to do for you guys. I may do a tutorial for resin printing. I'm not exactly sure. I know there's a couple of things I can do. It really just depends on the feedback you guys give me. So I'll be doing my best with keeping track of that. And I appreciate you guys. It's been Walker on the line, and I hope you have a good one. See you later.